Hey y'all, so today Luna is 1 month old and I wanted to do a 1 month postpartum slash 1 month old vegan baby update thing. It's gonna sound super cliche, but it is crazy how fast it's gone. I mean, I feel like I was just like going into labor. It's insane how fast it goes by. It's also really crazy how fast like they develop. Like you can already see her personality and everything just developing is super awesome. Like every day she does like little things that just indicate what kind of person she's gonna be. It's super awesome. But so for the postpartum side, I'm feeling super awesome. I'm back at my pre-pregnancy weight, which was 115. I ended up gaining 25 pounds while I was pregnant, which I was super excited about. I was kind of scared that I wasn't going to be able to gain sufficient weight, but I was able to, which I was really happy about. And so my mom told me that I would bleed a lot because she bled a lot, and that's like the experience that she had. But surprisingly, I didn't bleed a lot, and then I was actually kind of concerned because I wasn't bleeding a lot after. I bled for, let's say, 4 days, like a heavy flow period, and then after that, it was pretty much done. I would have like some spotting here and there, but other than that, it was pretty much nothing. I had not really realized the severity of the contractions that you get after. My friend Lindsay had told me about them, but you know, people tell you things but you never really like apply them, and I had kind of forgotten that that was a thing at all. And so those were kind of intense and just kind of like out of nowhere. I was, you know, after having her, I was like, okay, done. You know, like no more pain, no more anything, but that's not true. Yeah, the contractions were pretty intense. Like the first 4 or 5 days after, now they're pretty much gone. Like I don't have any contractions anymore. But that's just your uterus getting back to its regular position. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I was just like, what the fuck is going on with me? I was like scared. What else? Breastfeeding has been the most magical slash most painful thing ever. Again, my friend Lindsay and my mom and pretty much everyone else had told me that breastfeeding would be painful, at least in the beginning, and it has been. It's been really rough. It was really bad the first few days. My nipples like scabbed up and like I almost started bleeding, and it was just, it was really intense. But now it's pretty much leveled out to how it's gonna be. Like the initial latch is still like, you know, whatever, but the whole process is now, like, unless she like unlatches and then relatches, because she's like a little piranha and she like closes in. But other than that, it's been really awesome. Again, that was another thing that I was kind of fearful of, is that I wasn't going to be able to have milk, just because like I was super paranoid that, you know, every possible thing could go wrong, but luckily none of those things went wrong. Milk came in super abundantly. My freezer is full. I should start selling smoothies. But yeah, freezer full of milk. And she eats a lot. Sometimes it'll be, you know, every 2.5 hours to almost 3 hours, and sometimes she'll just cluster feed and just want to hang out on my boob for like an hour and a half. But I'm really thankful that my milk supply is very abundant, and she's been drinking away. As far as like exercise and stuff, I know I got a couple messages on Instagram and a couple here on YouTube about what kind of workout or, you know, fitness, whatever I was doing, and I'm definitely going to do a video on that once I start working out. But as far as what I've been doing now is no more than like your normal everyday mom activities. You know, I'm going up and down the stairs quite a few times during the day. You know, just walking around doing, you know, regular things. But I do go on like a 1 mile walk with Nana pretty much every day. But that's as far as I go as far as like activity, like workout stuff. But I'm super excited to start working out soon. Not that I haven't felt up to it. I just, again, one of those things, you hear horror stories of people that try to work out too early and then, you know, the worst happens. But so I've just been, you know, super patient. Another thing too that I wanted to talk about is like self-image once you are a mom, because, you know, your body changes, everything changes. And that's just something that people don't discuss enough. It's almost like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just you see yourself in such a completely different light, and that could be for the positive or for the negative. So there's so many things that I'm just so amazed at in like a positive way, like how my body has been able to transform to suit her needs. You know, like I've always had a 32A cup size, and now I'm up like a million cup size higher. I went to Victoria's Secret and got measured, and I was at a 34D. Granted, like she hadn't fed yet, so like they were like extra huge, but it's just crazy how like your body will change. You know, like she needs milk, so my body will make it, you know, whatever. But also in the negative, like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, holy shit, this is not what I used to look like. And we just have to take a second and, you know, be amazed at the fact that you created another human being, you know. And I'm saying this because I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you know, whatever. But you have to give yourself credit. Like, you are a mom, like you are the light of the world, you know, like it's crazy. Like you have to give yourself that credit. You have to, you know, realize that you are this goddess that is able to, you know, manifest this energy and create another human life. And not to, you know, obviously we need to strive for our best health and everything, but like we also need to give ourselves credit and not push ourselves down, and most importantly not, you know, talk shit about other people. Like, oh, you know, she has had this much time off, like I don't understand why she still looks like that. Like, no, like that's one thing about being that. I remember being pregnant and just thinking like, because, you know, my back would hurt or I was just tired or whatever, and I just can't imagine like talking shit about another mom. Like you of all people, like especially if you're a mom, like you know what that woman has gone through, like you know how tiring it is, you know how whatever it is. So like don't like that's a whole nother video. But yeah, now to the Luna side of the video. So I'm also gonna do a whole labor story video, so I'll give you guys more detail about that. But she was 6.15 ounces when she was born. 6 pounds, 16 ounces when she was born, 15 ounces when she was born. And now she is 8.5 pounds. So she's being a little chunky monkey. Like I said, she eats a lot. She feeds very frequently. And she's just been the coolest, chillest baby ever that I could ever ask for. Zach and I jokingly say like we don't deserve Nana just because she's like the best dog ever. That's kind of how I feel about Luna, just because Lou would she'll just sit here and just chill and like just be chilling, you know, like this is her, this is what she does all day. And man, when she's awake, she is awake, and she has the crazy Zach eyes and she's all like, you know, whatever. But yeah, she is a super awesome baby. All babies are awesome, whether they, you know, cry or not, because that's the only way they can communicate. But my baby's a really chill baby. I could just stare at her all day, and sometimes that's exactly what I do. But another thing is that as young parents, as new parents, you tend to just be super nervous. Obviously, you have a new little bean hanging out in your house that, you know, you have to tend to. But a big notion of advice that I can give is just take a second, breathe, and you got it. You know, we've been doing this for thousands of years, millions of years. You can do it just as well as anyone else can do it. And just be patient, not only with your baby, obviously, but also be patient with yourself. You know, this is a new challenge, a new adventure, and that you have to give yourself the time and the patience, just like you give your child time and patience. You aren't going to be perfect, and your child's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. You know, that's life. That's how everything is, and you can't beat yourself up for not doing everything exactly right, and you can't beat yourself up for the fact that your baby's crying and you don't know what you're doing. You know, like, take a deep breath, and you got it. Everything will be all right. You'll figure it out. And I just want to give a little shout out to my mom and Zach for being the most outrageously supportive people that I could ever ask for. My mom was here like pretty much straight the first 3 weeks, and then she finally went home. And then now she comes pretty much every other day anyways. But I mean, helping with the cleaning and the cooking and the everything. And you know, in the beginning it was hard for me to do pretty much anything. You know, I wanted to be really careful, so I was pretty much doing nothing but taking care of her, and Mom and Zach were doing everything else. And you know, Zach being the most ultimate supportive partner ever. Like, he's like the best husband that anyone could ever ask for. And you know, it's really hard on a relationship to have any kind of drastic change, whether it's a new job or a new baby or a new house or anything. And giving each other the patience and giving each other the understanding that you need for that situation is crucial. And I think that's why Zach and I are really successful as a relationship, really successful in our relationship, just because we're super empathetic with how the other person feels in that situation. Like, if I'm super stressed out about, you know, whatever, trying to get something done, he's like, okay, well, I'll handle this, you try to get that done, and vice versa. So just giving, you know, each other the patience and the time, again, will really make everything go a lot smoother. But yeah, I think that's it. She's still chilling. I'm gonna try to do these every month so that y'all can see little Lou grow and develop. And maybe next time she won't be sleeping. But I will see you guys next time.